So welcome to week number 3 of the boot camp. And this week we're going to talk about a lead nurturing strategy. More specifically, we're going to talk about how to build an automated lead nurturing strategy. So that way you don't have to chase down every lead prospect that comes your way and contacts your agency. Let's talk about where we are right now. You know exactly who your ideal client is. You know their pain. You have a service to solve their pain. And you are driving traffic and generating leads through guest blogging and the traffic two-step and networking events. Now we need to nurture the leads that you're getting through guest blogging, that you're getting through the traffic two-step, and that you're getting through networking events. Here's what most agencies do. They get traffic to their website through blogging or social media, and then they have a call for a free consultation or something like that. And you know what? Your prospects know exactly what call for a free consultation means. It means that they're going to get pitched. They're going to have a sales pitch. So that's why most of the time they just ignore that button or they ignore the free consultation offer. Then the agency hopes and prays that a prospect needs their services and calls them. Here's the problem. According to Chet Holmes, he's the guy who wrote The Ultimate Sales Machine, only 3% of your market is ready to buy right now. And even less than those 3% are ready to buy from you. So how much potential business are you letting slip through your fingertips? You need a strategy that turns a random website visitor into a lead and eventually into a client. And that's what we're going to talk about through the remainder of this video. So let's talk about some tips for a great giveaway. First of all, the goal of your giveaway is to start a relationship with the subscriber. You probably aren't going to make the sale today, and that's okay. You're in it for the long haul. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Your giveaway should be related to your service offering. So for instance, if you're a Facebook marketer, then your giveaway should have to do with Facebook marketing. If you're into search engine optimization, then your giveaway should have to deal with SEO. Your giveaway should solve a problem or a pain point. This isn't going to be fluff. Give your audience the ability to take action right now. So for instance, in my giveaway, I tell you exactly how to get a guest post accepted on a popular blog. And then I tell you how to create a landing page to capture email addresses. By giving your audience the ability to take action right now, it allows them to build their trust with you. Also, if you think they're just going to steal your ideas and implement them on their own, there is a certain sect of your subscribers that will do that, but those are not your ideal clients. Your ideal client is looking for real results, and they also don't have the time to actually implement what you're telling them to do anyway. So you're selling results and time, not so much information. Remember that. The final tip for a great giveaway is to have a follow-up strategy. It's awesome to give away an ebook, but if all you're doing is giving away an ebook and then not doing anything else with the subscriber, not nurturing that relationship, then it's just a complete waste of your time and your subscribers' time as well. So now we're going to talk about some giveaway options. We're going to go into the pros and cons of various different types of things that you could actually give to your subscriber. The first one is the how-to document or the PDF, also known as an ebook. So for instance, a topic would be how to generate more leads through Facebook. Now the pros of this are these are cheap and easy to create. You could create an ebook in a day and have it up and ready to give away. They can spread very easily. A lot of times the ebook will be tweeted, it'll be shared, it'll be emailed to various other people because they're so easy to spread. I mean, it's a simple PDF and it doesn't take much to click to tweet or anything like that. The ebook will also demonstrate your knowledge. If you go deep into the how to do something, then you're going to be seen as that expert. Now, some of the cons of the ebook. Very often, they don't get read. I find that people seem to collect ebooks, they have them on their quote-unquote digital bookshelf to be read later, and they never get to it. There's also very little engagement. This is because people are usually just scanning through the ebook, like picking up these little tidbits of information here and there, and there's not much dialogue between you, the agency, and this prospect or lead because they're just not really focused on what they're reading. And finally, the call to actions in an ebook are not very effective. Again, because people are only scanning the ebooks usually. Next is the case study. It's a PDF, it's an ebook as well, but it's a little bit different than the how-to ebook because the case study gets way more specific and it also demonstrates the results that you got for your client or even for yourself. So for instance, how XYZ company generated $5,000 through Facebook. So in a case study, some of the pros are you get to tell the story and bond with the audience. So if you're telling a story of how this company that you're working with or the client that you're working with, how they had absolutely no Facebook fans and 60 days later they're starting to generate $5,000 a month, well then, hey, the company can say, wait a minute, I have no Facebook fans. Can I start generating $5,000 a month? That becomes really, really specific. And pro number 2, specifics sell. You also get to demonstrate your expertise through the work that you did. This is vastly superior than just showing how to do something. If you show the actual work that you did, now all of a sudden you have social proof. You get to give the how-to and also show exactly what you can do for the person reading the ebook. The case study PDF is cheap and easy to create, and it also has the ability to spread. The cons are it also may not get read. People again collect the ebooks, but because it's specific, this probably will get read much more than the how-to. Right? So for instance, how to generate leads through Facebook, people already know kind of what's going to be in that. But once you get into specific how to get $5,000 through Facebook, now there's also like this little tidbit of information that they probably aren't doing right and they're probably missing and they want to learn exactly what you're doing. So there is a better shot of it getting read, but it still is probably going to sit on the digital bookshelf. Again, there's very little engagement and the call to action isn't all that effective. The third type of giveaway is the live webinar. So let's say we're giving a webinar how to generate more leads through Facebook, okay? We'll keep it very similar. The pros of a live webinar is there is a ton of engagement through the question and answer session at the end of the webinar, and all throughout you could ask questions and have people type in responses and things like that. That engagement keeps people very attentive, which we'll get to in a second. The call to action at the end is extremely effective because you get to talk as you're selling your service. Talking and selling your service through speech is much more effective than selling your service through text. The audience is very attentive, especially if the webinar is good. You're keeping them engaged, you're asking questions, you're submitting polls and things along those lines. You get to demonstrate your knowledge and expertise, and you get to bond with the audience because they can hear you. You're an actual real person. You're not just some person behind a computer typing on a keyboard. The cons of a live webinar, you have some lower sign-up rates. So if you're giving away an ebook, you might have a sign-up rate of like, let's say 50% if you're writing a guest post to that landing page. However, a guest post to a webinar landing page, I find that the webinar sign-ups are a lot lower. And this is because there's a time commitment. Right? This person knows that if they sign up for the webinar to get the information, they have to commit an hour to listen to you. And they might not have that hour this week or next week or whatever. You have to be there every time you give the webinar. You can't just create it and then send it out and it will magically build your list every time. You need to buy software. GoToWebinar, I think, is $99 a month or something along those lines. And they're timely to create and produce. Again, you have to be there every time, and every time you give a webinar, it's going to be an hour of your time. It takes a little while to create the slides and things like that. You could also deliver an e-course. Now, an e-course is essentially a drip email campaign where every day you give a little bit more information. So for instance, how to generate more leads through Facebook. So on day 1, you might talk about how to create an engaging status update. On day 2, you might talk about the best time of day to create a status update, so on and so forth. Now, these courses usually last 5 or 7 days and things like that. They're cheap and easy to create. It gets people used to seeing you in their inbox. It demonstrates your knowledge, and the bite-sized information makes it more likely that it's going to get read. Usually each day of an e-course is about 3 to 500 words, whereas an ebook might be, let's say, 3 to 5,000 words. It's easier to read that 3 to 500 words. A person could take 5 minutes of their time, read it, and then implement. The cons are people may not follow through and get to the end because there's email overwhelm. If their inbox is cluttered and they miss a day or two and things like that, then they're probably never going to go back and find it again. That's it. It's probably over. So you have to test this out. How long should your e-course be? Should it be 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, so on and so forth? For me, I find videos to be the single best way to create your giveaway. Because one, the call to action is extremely effective. I get to speak and sell at the same time. I'm not just creating text to sell. There's a lot of engagement with videos. People email me all the time asking questions at the end of my videos, and that's what I want. I want people to email me. I want to talk to them. I want to interact with them. I want to find out what their problems are, what their pain points are, so that way I can solve it. And the people who interact and engage are also the people who are going to buy from me. The audience pays attention during a video because there's more perceived value. Not to mention, they can't skim through. They have to watch the video from beginning to end in order to catch all the fine points. And then you also get to build your bond. Your audience will hear and possibly see you. In my videos, at the very beginning of the videos, the person actually sees me. They see my eyes, they see my face, and then they hear me throughout. And this is very important because it gets people to know you, it gets people to like you, and it gets people to trust you. So here's my strategy. I quote unquote sell a video case study via my landing page. Okay, so my case study is how I was able to generate 5 clients a month online and then through guest posting. Right, so then I have 2 or 3 follow-up videos, and then the final video is a sales video. And in this video, I'm either trying to get people to buy my product, which is this course, or when I was a marketing agency, try to get people to sign up and buy my guest posting service. So that's my strategy, and I'm going to get into how to create each of these videos later on in the module, but we'll give you a brief overview right now. So the case study video for me again was how to sign up 5 clients a month, and this was my own case study. You could have a case study of yourself getting clients, or you could have a case study of what you did to get customers for your clients. Does that make sense? I showed exactly how to get a guest post accepted and how to create a landing page to collect leads. And again, there was no fluff there. Yeah, I told the story in the beginning, but that's because I wanted you to relate to me and to bond to me and get to know and like me. But in the end, this wasn't a fluffy email or this wasn't a fluffy video. There was actual advice that you can kind of take and implement right away. Follow-up video number 1 for me was the 5 mistakes agencies make. These were all the mistakes that I see agencies make, and and these were mistakes that I made myself. So I was able to really able to elaborate on them and dig deep into the pain that I see agencies make when they're trying to sign up new clients online. And my follow-up video number 2 is the sales video, in which I tried to get you to buy my service or my product. So that's all I have for you in this video. This is the strategy that I used, and I'm going to get into how to create the landing page. I'm going to show you how to create the opening email, and I'm going to show you how to get your subscribers to bond to you, to know you, to like you, to trust you. So that way they're much more willing to hire you and to buy whatever service that you're selling. Alright, so I look forward to seeing you in the next videos.